Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, man, woman, and child, did Aaron Worsfold and Eddie Rosenthal just put him in the aisle? Husker Hype Radio just swept him off of their shoes. Folks, episode 14 of the Husker Hype Radio podcast. Less than 3 weeks or somewhere around there. I could be wrong.
4 weeks.
4 weeks until Nebraska football kicks off the season against Minnesota for the whole world to see. Thursday, first game of the year, baby. Nebraska doing it again. Let's fucking go, dude.
I can't wait, Eddie. We've been talking about it. And now we're going to be about it. We got football. 3.5 weeks.
God damn it, brother. Doesn't that get you fucking fired up or what, baby?
Hell yeah, brother.
It gets a fire lit under my ass, I'll tell you that. So close. The fire's so close, I don't have butthole hairs anymore.
Oh.
That's how close this fire is under my ass, bud. So close. If I sit down a little bit more, it's going to shoot me up into fucking the ozone.
Sheesh, go right through the ceiling.
Yep, I fart under that fire. If I fart, it's going to be like a rocket ship shooting me up. That's
you're full of fucking gas.
Yep. Corn gas. I'm run off. I eat so much corn. Ethanol's coming out of
ethanol my asshole.
It ain't methane, brother. I'm shooting ethanol out of my butthole.
Actually,
buddy.
Before we get started, I heard a great fun fact that I thought you'd like, and I forgot about it until just now. You know the song "Kickstart My Heart" that we love?
I do. Yeah, I'm aware.
You might already know this, but the person who made the song, that's about him getting what's it called? Defibrillator on his chest because he overdosed on heroin and he was like dead. That's about him. That's about him getting his heart kickstarted because he was dead.
I did not know that was the lyrics behind the lyrics, but that makes sense. Nikki Sixx, big heroin guy. That movie, The Dirt. You know that movie? Have you seen it on Netflix?
No.
Bro, watch that.
I gotta watch that one. Okay, put it in the list, folks.
God, dude, it's so good. I think we might have watched it together while you were here, but it's just all about Motley Crue. Machine Gun Kelly plays the drummer.
No, doesn't ring a bell.
Dude, it's so good. It's freaking insane.
Well, and that's the kind of stuff you get here from Husker Hype Radio. You get football advice, movie advice, all the advice underneath the sun. And here's some advice. Go follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Facebook. The Cougars like us on Facebook. Go ahead, like the button, comment, do the stuff. We love you, folks. Go ahead and do that right now.
We're starting to blow up, baby. We're getting thousands of views on our reels. They love Ed in a Speedo. They love Aaron fucking talking about anything and everything, shitting on Iowa, talking about the Big Ten expansion, which we'll talk about later in this episode, talking fall camp in this episode. Let's get into the pod, brother. Fall camp. We're underway. We're about a weekend, dude. It's looking good, man. I mean, I'm seeing videos. Husker football media team is doing a great job really capturing the sights and sounds, the behind the scenes. We got players pranking coaches. They put water bottle, just the classic old dorm room shenanigans, you know, laying water bottles everywhere in Coach McGuire's room. Coach Dvoracek has sticky notes posted. It's just a fun, good times. Good times.
Guys
man.
Being dudes. I saw a water balloon fight. That looked like fun. It was hot as fuck outside.
Yeah.
You love to see it.
Definitely a different vibe of fall camp than when old Scotty Boy was there. I feel like these guys, you know, they're really, you got to take some time. Fall camp, it's serious. Don't get me wrong, but you're going to be bonding a lot more if you can, you know, throw a couple of jokes here and there. Players and coaches are bonding like that. You know that you can joke with your coaches a little bit by pranking them. And that just really shows how much this staff and these players are already mingling together. And if you can get that before you get on the field and have trust in one another and be able to, you know, prank them like family and friends, then you're in for a good football season, baby.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You can be all nice and everything off the football field, but they know when the clock strikes whatever time kickoff is, it's a whole nother face, baby. You're going psycho, like we talked about in last podcast. You're putting the eye black on, you're smiling like a fucking psycho, and you're ready to rip some motherfuckers' heads off that aren't on your football team.
Absolutely.
And then at the end of the day, in the locker room at the end, you talk about it to your coach. You said, Coach, I really did kill him, didn't I? I really did. Are you proud of me, Coach? I just
took the
tore his freaking
straw.
head off.
I took the straw at the shake, Coach.
I just tore him loose from his shoes like Johnny Rodgers did in 1971.
Sheesh.
God damn. Um, yeah, dude. Guys are looking bigger, losing fat, gaining muscle. Blaze Gunnerson, a guy who didn't play a lot last year, outside linebacker. He came in as, I believe he's going to go up on that D line on the DN spot. Just looking like an absolute unit. Doesn't even look anything like he did before last year. This strength and conditioning and nutrition program really seems to be paying off. Ty Robinson, got fucking Hulk Hogan 24-inch pythons on him. Ben Scott lost some fat, gained some muscle. I mean, these guys are looking like football players, baby.
And when I listened to old Sean Callahan from Husker Online, that's all he was talking about. That's what the media is talking about. The line, both of our lines haven't been great in recent history here, Ed. And to have them be some big motherfuckers, that's good. That's good news.
That's good. Yeah, Jerry DiNardo came in for a practice. Big Ten always does a little traveling fall camp practice. He goes O-line, got a lot of depth, which we talked about last week. We said, being not so good these past couple seasons, honestly might not be like the greatest thing that they have a lot of depth, because we've sucked and it's the same guys. But under a new coaching staff, under a new system, new strength program, getting bigger, stronger, faster, better. These guys know how to play against each other.
Right.
It's going to be a good thing. I mean,
it's the in game experience that'll be great for the depth and the age of this group. Maybe their physicality hasn't lived up to it, but hopefully now it has. Like you're saying, the strength, conditioning, the development, blah blah blah.
Right. Something shitty I heard though. Prohaska not doing fall camp anymore. He's gonna be there for the first game, but a little banged up. Coach Rule didn't say what it was, so Prohaska out for the rest of fall camp. But that's a guy that we need, bro.
Yeah,
we need Teddy. We need Teddy on that line, man.
We do.
Another thing that Jared DiNardo said: D line looking fast. The big boys are looking fast, and that's something with that 3-3-5 defense is huge. If the guys up front are fast and can get back there before they even get to linebacker secondary depth, if you only get 3 guys rushing and they're already back there making plays, that's what you want, dude. You need guys that are big, guys that can, because it's up there. It's going to be 5 guys on the offensive line, maybe sometimes 6 with the tight end, and you only got 3 there up front to start on the defense. They're going to need to be a little fast,
Yeah, that's the biggest thing about.
Thing.
That's the biggest thing that they've heard as like a negative, especially in the Big Ten, because you always have these good lines, these good trenches. So the 3-3-5, you got to get to the quarterback. Defensive line is about getting to the quarterback, get some sacks, tackles for losses.
Yes. Our coaches got some preseason accolades, nothing really too special, but 30 under 30. I think it was 247 Sports put out a little, kind of like the Forbes list, 30 under 30. This is 30 under 30 years old coaches. Garrett McGuire, our wide receivers coach, and Rob Dvoracek, our linebackers coach, both made that list. I mean, Matt Rule, he's not picking these guys because he likes them. He's picking these guys because he knows they got potential, and he's building a young staff. He likes to say, I'm an old guy. I need young guys to get me fired up.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to get fired up, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, it just goes to show we just need the right man for the job. I don't care about your age or all that shit, as long as you can complete the task at hand. And if I'm Garrett McGuire, I'm old enough to fuck your wife, but I'm still young enough to fuck your daughter. Hey. Let's go.
That's right, baby. Gabe Ervin, Gabe Irvin Jr., our boy, another guy looking like a fucking snack. No homo.
Wait, what name did you say?
Gabe Irvin.
I mean, he's a whole ass meal. That's a 5-course meal
Yeah, bro, he is.
with all that cake. Sheesh.
He comes out post-game post practice interview, said EJ Parthel, best coach that he's ever had.
Oh,
and just talking up about his other running backs, saying, dude, we're trying to be the best running back group in the Big Ten. And he said he wants to be the guy, but there's plenty of guys in that running back room that can fill that job as starter. Anthony Grant, probably going to be our starter this year. And Coach Satterfield, he said, it's going to, in the Big Ten, you're going to need to have at least 2 to 3 guys back there. You can't have just one running back in the Big Ten because it's a lot of blows. It's a lot of heavy hitting. We're running the football. We're using a fucking fullback.
Yep. When's the last time you think what was the best last group of guys you think for running back?
Oh, dude, I mean, probably Burkhead and Abdullah was those guys.
Damn.
Those guys were killers.
That was like 8-10 years ago, right? At least, right?
If we're talking about a more recent group of guys back there, shoot, you're really getting me here.
I mean,
you're putting me on the spot,
and that's why we're so excited for this fucking running back group because we got a bunch of dogs. Because it's hard to remember, we're out here, we're known for ground and pound, we're known for running the damn ball, so we're gonna have that tradition back.
That's right, baby. That's right. I can't wait, dude. Huddling up to on the offense, Coach Satterfield says, we talked about it in recent episodes, but really big thing for the offense is to huddle up, to get some leadership quality moments in there, be able to change personnel pretty smoothly by doing that. Guy comes in to call play, changes the personnel. I'm just excited, man. I'm just so freaking fired up for this shit. Fedoni's looking good out there. He's looking like a freaking 1990 Skur, man. But he's got the leg tats rocking.
He looks big too, bro.
Yeah.
He put some weight on too, for sure.
And Damon Benning, I was listening to one of his things, and he's going, we're probably not going to see Fedoni off that field all that much. If he can stay healthy, God, I hope he can.
Eric Gilbert. I feel like tight end though, that's one of those things you got to have 2 guys too, because it's kind of the same idea as the running back. You want a couple different dudes, some different looks, some different packages, which I'm sure they're dialing up for the boys.
Yeah, Eric Gilbert, Nate Bokircher, however you pronounce his last name, who I could see also doing some, little fullback, off-centered, like fullback type of deal where he rolls out into the flat as a tight end, be able to block that D end from that fullback position, dude. Just a lot of things. Another thing Coach Satterfield said, he goes, you know what? You might be listed as a fullback, as a wide receiver, as a running back, but in this offense, you need to be able to do everything. So, dude, that just opens up the playbook, bro. You know what I'm saying? That they're going to play to these guys' strengths. If we got Fedoni and Eric Gilbert on the field, 2 tight ends on each side, I mean, we're going to be running some wild, funky shit. And then who knows? Maybe our good buddy Xavier is in like a fullback position or something where this motherfucker does a little. Who knows, bro? Who knows? Marcus got some tricks up his sleeve. He's a magic man, baby.
Dude, you already know we're gonna have some just the fastest dudes on the team are just gonna line up in the backfield and just haul ass. They're gonna get something outside, or I'd like to see a couple bubble screens or something out wide. We didn't see that much in the last couple of years under the Frost era. Just get the boys like the ball.
First year, bro, we saw a lot of bubble screens because bubble screens and screens to the outside, that's kind of an indication that your line isn't doing too well. You kind of want to get those blockers outside and play more with the secondary. So screens would be nice, but I think if we, just are able to run up the middle again, bro, and gain more than 2 to 3 yards on those runs up the middle, just fucking dominate the line and be able to, say
I think boss. I think just like the multi-dimensional aspect is good of it because it's the Big Ten. Defenses are going to cover something up. So as long as we can adapt and pull out another thing in our Rolodex of options, like, oh yeah, this isn't working. Let's do this now. Let's try that. Let's get some tugs this way.
Right. The more things you can do on offense, it's going to open up the way for something else. You know, we're running the ball up the middle, running the ball up the middle. Boom. Hey, Xavier, I want you to go deep on this one, boy.
Play action.
Touchdown.
Exactly.
That's what it's going to be, baby.
And just running different plays out of the same sets and like just confusing the fuck out of these defenses. Oh man, it's gonna be so much fun.
We're gonna be like, what's going on, man? What's going on?
Minnesota's actually fun because they don't know what we're gonna do whatsoever, and we have plenty of tape on them. So
right,
that'll be
good
good.
Thing about having a new coach, same players, a lot of new players, but totally different offense and defense. So, I mean, they can look at Syracuse's defense. They can look at old Baylor and Temple offenses in South Carolina, but that's not the same personnel that you're going to have, you know?
Right.
So, yeah, I can only imagine it's got to be very hard for when you're playing a team for the first time under a new coaching staff who's had success in the past. You got to look at so much film when all Nebraska has to do is look at Minnesota, you know? That's a very big advantage that Nebraska has. And what do you think about this first game, man? A lot of people were saying, I mean, this is Matt Rule's first game, so we're not expecting a whole lot. I mean, Nebraska, what's it called? It's a game. It's an indicator game. It's to see what we got. So we're not mad if we lose. I mean, we want to win, obviously, but we could lose, by a few scores. And so, okay, this is what we got to do. This is Big Ten play. We got 3 more weeks until we're back in the Big Ten play, and then adjust from there. But then also, this game could be we go out, fucking put the Gophers back in their hole, whack-a-mole, baby. And now you're going, whoa, this is a team. Now this is a team. And now the whole nation's got eyes on Nebraska. They're going into Colorado, Boulder. Aaron and Ed and the boys are going to be there. And the rest of the state of Nebraska is going to be there. And Matt Rule's going to be there. And next thing you know, Shadur Sanders on the second play of the game just shit his pants. Hopefully they wear black pants. That's what I hope that Colorado does for the sake of them, is that they all wear black pants, because there's going to be poop on the field.
There's going to be poop. I think if we winning is always what we want. If we beat Minnesota, that's the best bet. But to your point as well, as long as we look good in fashion, that's what really it comes down to as well.
Right. You can say how good you look during fall camp playing against yourself. And I know these guys are probably doing a lot of best on best. But really that's not anywhere near playing against another team, another set of guys. So, I'm not going to be totally devastated if we lose.
I will be. I will be devastated.
Totally devastated.
I think so.
Will like you cry to bed? No, exactly. Like
I think every loss. So I'm like devastated for the next until I fall asleep. It won't. I'll think about it. I'll think about it for like the rest of the season. I'll think about that game. Like I'll be like, fuck, we fucking lost that first game. Why do we always do week 0? Why are we playing Big Ten games first fucking week every goddamn week? This is so goddamn annoying. I'll be pissed off about it for a whole ass another year. And yeah, man, that's what every loss is devastating, Eddie. I mean, that. Me and you, we've sat in the house. We've drank all the Busch Lights and Coors Lights and Miller Lights we can. The Fireball's gone. We're sitting in your truck, windows down, listening to the radio in the driveway because we're drunk. We just want to be outside, and we're just listening. We're like, oh fuck, dude, we fucking lost, dude. Yeah. We're gonna fucking rip down the doors in the house.
I wonder if people, when Nebraska lost, when we were living in the same house, if people were like, is there like domestic abuse going on in this house?
Yeah.
Like you'd hear doors being smashed.
Yeah.
And doors being like broken through and screaming. And yelling. Yeah. Like, is there like
chairs being tossed over fences and shit?
Yeah. Is there gay domestic abuse going on right now? Just two
Well,
guys?
it's still domestic abuse, even if because domestic just means you guys like live together and shit,
Yeah,
and like you have a
true.
relationship. Yeah, so it'd still be domestic. It's
True.
not. It doesn't have to be gay, Eddie.
Doesn't have to be gay. Doesn't
Is there
um
gay? Is the dude with the blow up doll and the Gino doing some more gay domestic violence? Oh no, it's just Saturday. Huskers are playing. It's
yeah.
it's like on the second Wednesday of the month when the sirens go off and you're like, oh fuck, is there a tornado going on? Oh no, it's the second Wednesday of the month.
Right. I think both of our next door neighbors are aware. Our good neighbor Ed. I tell him, Ed, it's Saturday. You know what's gonna happen? He goes, oh yeah, I can hear you guys. I know what's gonna happen. Just fair warning, Ed. Yep, I know. I know.
That's a nice
Um,
neighbor.
but hopefully now this year it's gonna be screams of victory and of dominance. And
Triumph.
yes, that's
Yeah.
that's what I'm hoping for. But no, don't get me wrong. First week, if we lose to Minnesota, I'm gonna fucking freak out and be devastated. But I don't know if devastated is the right word. I'm gonna be disappointed. I'm gonna be
No, because you won't be disappointed though. You know what I'm saying?
true, true. What's the word then? What's the word? I'm just gonna be.
Are we getting
I,
numb? Are you getting numb, Eddie? Are you getting numb to
no,
losses? Is that what I'm? That's kind of what I'm feeling.
no, no, dude. I still got the fire up my ass, dude. I still got the fire up my ass. I got
Okay.
more ethanol than ever, dude. I got more ethanol than ever, brother.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Okay. Good. I just wanted to vibe check.
yeah. Well, back to fall camp here. We got we got old Myles,
Oh
old
yeah.
Myles Farmer. We literally the day we recorded it last week, I think either the next morning or hours after we recorded it, Myles Farmer entered his name in the transfer portal. Very sad news. Second leading tackler on the team last year. Aaron's favorite player. I mean, just something that you wish could have been sorted out, but it's not. And it's next man up mentality.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I feel like we talked about we brushed on this because he was like suspended or whatever last week, and I don't really have much else to say. But it's sad to see him go. Love the guy, but
I mean, I
next
hope
next
it's the
man up.
best. I hope it works out for him, but the really shitty thing is you're entering the transfer portal at the start of fall camp. People already got their guys, like teams are knowing each other, and a guy walks into any new program when fall camp's already going on. Like this is really probably the worst time to
Yeah.
transfer.
Well, I just thought of this, and I'll ask you the question, Eddie. You can withdraw your name from the transfer portal.
That's true.
What I mean, do you know any background on the story? Is there a way that he comes back? Is there an avenue where he can get in good graces, or is this done? He's done. I mean, he made it this far.
I mean, we got Isaiah Garcia Castaneda who did that last year. And Matt Rule, I mean, I'm probably he's probably open to it. I'm not reading his mind, but it's just also the fact that he had a little bit of off the field issues last year, and teams knowing that, and then transferring because as far as what we
Yeah.
know from Matt Rule's side of the story is that it was kind of disciplinary issues where he wasn't showing up.
Yeah.
I mean, what kind of team is going to be down for a guy who is transferring kind of on his own will because he's not doing the things that his coach, a respectable coaches that other coaches respect, a coach that other coaches respect, is kicking him off just for a reason where he needs to get his act together, you know?
Yeah, and I'm like 90% sure because he's a grad transfer, so he can start right away. But I don't think that he has 2 years left. I think he might just have a year.
Right. Right. And what kind of program it's going to be? Is it going to be a Power 5 or Power 4 now, buddy? Fuck, dude. We gotta change that whatever. It's Power 4 now. We'll get to that later. That's on the next segment. But yeah, dude, fuck. He's good. And it's just sad that it had to come to this, but we got our front runner. A lot of people are talking about Isaac Gifford. You know the name Luke Gifford, another walk-on Husker. Maybe he got a scholarship. I don't know, but I know Isaac is a walk-on, and he's looking big. He's looking strong. Made some really good plays for last year when he had to step in. He was playing linebacker, so on that 4-4 defense, I think he stepped in for who would it have been?
Heinrich got hurt.
Heinrich. Yeah, he was kind of playing just fill-in position
Yeah,
at the defense last year. But he
rotating.
was making plays, dude, behind the line, wrapping up, tackling, doing really good football. We got Tommy Hill, who's a defensive back. He got moved around all last season, came in from Arizona State as a defensive back. And then in like the middle of the season after Frost got fired, they decided to put him to receiver.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end of the season, he's back at defensive back. So now it's kind of him, Malcolm Hartzog, and Quentin Newsome, those three guys playing DB. Tommy Hill, we could see him, maybe practicing a little bit of safety just in case if needed, because I believe now it's just him and Gifford back there that could play that position. We don't have Noah Pola Gates anymore. He transferred. So that safety position a little lacking in on depth, but I think that we got guys that can play, no doubt.
Yeah. And since Myles Farmer is no longer with the program, if you recall, we said who our most excited players were, or people we were most excited for on either side of the ball. My new defensive player I'm most excited for, Malcolm Hartzog. Write it down. There we go.
Little freaking gangbuster, bro.
Dude, I love that guy.
Yeah, he's got the heart of a lion.
Yeah.
You look at the dictionary definition heart of a lion, Malcolm Hartzog, a little picture of him right there.
Yeah.
He's not the biggest guy, but hey, he'll go up and get it. And he'll say,
Dude, he does.
Put me up against anybody in the league. I'll guard him. I'm not scared. Let's go. Fuck. Kind of going our receivers. I mean, we got Betts, Kemp, Joshua Fleeks is back in practicing. He made weight.
Marcus Washington.
It's his birthday today. August
Happy birthday.
7th. Happy birthday, Marcus. So we got those four guys, and a lot of talk about Travis Hunter, Colorado defensive back. Who do you think that Travis Hunter will be guarding?
Is he playing defensive back or wide receiver at Colorado?
Both.
There's no way he can play both sides of the ball.
It's happened before. Jabril Peppers, Deion Sanders. It happens. He can play both.
I don't know. In today's age, though, Jabril Peppers is a good example, I guess, but
no,
he's
it's
not
definitely
the same. He's not the same like build type of dude. I feel like he's not gonna he's not hitting the same motherfuckers he's hitting at Jackson State. He's hitting some D1 at some Power 5 athletes. Right.
And that's another big thing is where you kind of look at like the Colorado, their practice videos, like these boys are a little on the smaller side.
They do seem small. Yeah, I agree.
I want to see I want to put up Travis against Xavier. Put Travis up against Xavier, bro. I'll put my money on Xavier, dude. I don't care. I mean, yeah, he's a 5-star corner. But dude, stars don't mean bull crap.
So Travis Hunter, I guess, is listed as 6'1", 185.
Xavier Betts is probably 6'2", 185. But yeah, it'll be kind of interesting to see who Travis goes up against. And, people are like, Travis Hunter, it's going to be a problem this year for guys. But then, dude, if you got more than one receiver, I don't really understand that about when people talk. It's like, just don't throw the ball his way then, like we got guys. If he's locked up on one of our receivers the whole time, then we'll throw it to Billy, we'll throw it to Marcus. We'll freaking throw it to all the other guys we got. Like,
I bet you he plays
big of a deal.
Yeah, I bet you he plays man too. Xavier Betts is listed 6'2", 205.
Oh shit!
That's not updated. That's not updated either. So he's probably bigger than that now.
Oh shit, boy! He's gonna bully Travis. He's gonna say, Travis, I'm gonna kick your friggin' ass, bro. You better move out of my way because.
See you, Travis.
Yep, you're gonna do the little Tyreek Hill peace sign.
Cheetah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Travis Hunter posted on his Instagram, Heisman Trophy loading or something like that.
Yeah.
I feel like if you got to say that, you're a bitch. You're a fucking bitch if you say that you're gonna win the Heisman Trophy. You haven't even played a fucking snap in a defunct Pac-12 league in the Power Five, and you're about to say you're gonna win the Heisman. And if he does, I'll eat my words. But right now, I'll put $100 on anybody but him right now.
No, I will too. Well, I mean, and the Heisman, like his odds on MGM are like plus 12,500 to win the Heisman. So that's basically like, okay, this is impossible. Go ahead and bet Travis Hunter if you want, but dude, it's not gonna happen. You're playing for a first year Colorado team who won one game last year. I mean, they got a lot of work to do, bro. And people that win Heisman's come from winning teams. So unless this dude literally scores a touchdown on offense and defense and special teams every single game, then Buddy's not winning the Heisman.
Yeah, he's got to.
People are gonna not throw it his way. Like that's just kind of how it goes, dude. If you got multiple receivers that are good, then why would we throw it? If Travis Hunter is that freaking good, nobody's gonna throw it over there. You know.
Also, like, that's why I feel like you need to pick a side too. Because if you're trying to play both sides, I don't know. That just seems like a lot. Yeah. And I saw him returning kicks and punts and shit. So is he doing? He's really doing it, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, good for him.
All right, man. That was fall camp wrap up. Aaron, do that again. Breaking news. Breaking news. Message from Husker Hype Radio. Justin, Battle Creek, Nebraska fullback Trent Oler has committed to the Nebraska Cornhuskers on a scholarship walk-on. A walk-on, not scholarship. I'm sorry. A walk-on offer. And those are the guys, Aaron, those are the guys that you want at the fullback position. A name like Oler, Uhlir, Trent. Are you kidding me? Trent? We got motherfucking from Battle Creek, Nebraska?
Eddie, there's 1,100 people in Battle Creek, Nebraska. This is the motherfucker you want as fullback.
This is the guy who goes, Dad, I want to play for Nebraska when I'm a kid. Okay, we're going to put you on steaks at 2 years old. We're going to put you on steaks, mashed potatoes, and corn at 2 years old, and that's all you're eating until you're done with college.
Yeah.
And Trent, dude, he's also a shot putter, a follower of Christ he has in his Twitter bio.
Like that.
Battle Creek, Nebraska. Come on, baby. This motherfucker already looks like he's 25. He's got facial hair up the butthole. Not really. I'm lying. No, he's got more than me. But that's the guy you want, bro. And then another guy, the guy who's probably going to be our starter guy who from Scott Catholic, Barrett Liebentritt. Fullback name.
Yes, that
fullback
is a
name.
Fullback.
Liebentritt. Come on, dude. We got the guys that we want to. Joel, that's up there. Fucking Joel Makovica, dude. Corey Schlesinger, Janovich, Makovica, Schlesinger, Liebentritt.
Yes.
Oler.
You know what just popped in my head? The fullback is just the linebacker of the offense in my head.
It is, dude.
Same thing, just fullback on the offense.
Because all they're hitting, they're coming downhill and hitting. That's basically what they're doing. Yeah. Yeah, they got a little bit of a head start, and they got that neck pad on to absorb that blow that you're not supposed to lead with their head, but you know what? They are. And they're leading. Liebentritt, baby. 6 foot 235 sophomore. Liebentritt. Remember the name.
You heard it here first on Husker
Hype Radio. Guy at fullback. Trevor Ruth, Seward, Nebraska. Another fullback name. I mean, Landon Turnus, fullback, Columbus, Nebraska. 6 foot 230.
And I like how you're saying Nebraska for all these guys, Ed.
That's where we make our money, baby. That's how Nebraska makes our money, dude. We're using the fullback. They're going to be small town kids from the home state, and they're going to lead Gabe Ervin Anthony Grant through the hole, pancake a motherfucking inside linebacker until he's flat level with the playing field. He's going to be smushed down on Tom Osborne Field forever, for eternity. You can't get him off because you try to get him off with the spatula. It's like you forgot to put the grease on the pan, you know? You're not going to be able to get him off. He's going to get fucking hit so hard to the ground. And then fucking Gabe Irvin's going to run him over so that he can't get back up. They're going to have to call the ambulance for a little bit, end the game. I'm sorry, but that's just how it is. That's just how it's going to be for the rest of this Nebraska football season, dude. We're going to see some injuries on the field. I hate to see it, but I love to see it, you know? Liebentritt, baby.
Liebentritt.
Hey, Trent, I want you to go here. Take that middle linebacker's freaking head off, all right? I want you to, Trent, listen to me, Trent. You got a guy back there who wants to score a touchdown, and you're a selfless guy. So what you're going to do is go in there, and you're going to have show no mercy. Even though you're a follower of Christ, today you come from the depths of hell.
Good thing the Lord grants you mercy, because I don't.
Liebentritt. Let's go, dude. Oh my God. Where Joel Makovica, I know he's from a small town. Let's look that up real quick. He's from like Joel Makovica, M-A-L-K-O.
Joel Makovica.
Come on, dude.
Here we go. I got you, Eddie. Here we go. Joel Makovica, high school, Brainerd, Nebraska, East Butler.
Brainerd, Nebraska.
Population of nothing.
That's awesome.
330. 330 from Brainerd, Nebraska.
Dude, and
that's not 330,000 people. That's 330 people.
And they always at least breed one Nebraska fullback. Corey Schlesinger, Columbus, Nebraska. Dude, I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, corn-fed fullbacks with the neck pads going in there. And hey, they can get that football as well. Don't forget about that, dude. Because they don't get it too much when they do, they got all excited. They get all jumpy like a doodle coming at you when you come home from work, you know?
Yeah.
Little doodle, he's going.
You know, they always carry that ball with two hands like this, too. They're fucking not letting that thing go.
Yep. Andy Janovich, Gretna, Nebraska. Come on, baby.
NFL player.
God, dude. Fire me up with that fullback position, dude. Come on, man. I can't wait.
That's the kind of news you don't get anywhere else but Husker Hype Radio. Like, follow, subscribe.
You don't. All right, now let's kind of go into the broader horizons of college football outside of the Nebraska football realm, outside of Lincoln, Nebraska, and let's go into this crazy shenanigans that have been going on. Conference realignment. Holy moly, Aaron. Holy moly, the Pac-12 is now the Pac-4. The Big 10 is now the Big 18. The Big 12 is the Big 16. Brother. In one day, the Pac-12 had to make their own grave. Oregon, Washington to the Big 10, Arizona State, and Utah to the Big 12. The only teams remaining now, I mean, they still got this season that they'll play for the Pac-12, but it's going to be next year, 2024, 2025. Stanford, Cal, Wazoo, and Oregon State are the only guys left in that conference. And that's a little sad. I mean, you know, it's no longer the Power 5 anymore. It's going to be the Power 4. A lot of people, you know, you hear that college football as we know it is dead. The tradition, the conference, the regional rivals are all now dead. Aaron, what do you think about this, bud?
I do agree with that, and just of like, each kind of conference had their own identity. But I think in the grand scheme, the long-term play, the outlook view on it is that this is good. This will be good for college football. You got the best teams playing the best teams. I'm not mad about it. We talked about Oregon and Washington last week, we kind of had an idea they're coming. So thank God people listen to Husker Hype Radio because they heard it here first.
They got a heads up.
Yeah.
You know?
But yeah, I like it overall. Like I said, I like that the Big Ten's over across the whole country. We are kind of the first ones to not be landlocked to like a geography. While I feel like the ACC still is, the SEC still is, and the Pac-12 is dead.
Dead as we know it. Dude, I mean, yeah, people are just kind of maybe doing a little bit of overreacting. I mean, it's a different college football is different and things don't last forever is what I think people need to understand. And at the end of the day, as sad as it may be, it is going to come all down to money, TV deals. I mean, they might as well just call it the Fox Sports Conference, the ESPN Conference, the CBS Conference. You know what I'm saying, brother? You know what I'm saying? Because that's really all that it is.
In my head, what everybody's talking about is, at some point it'll just be two conferences or whatever, the SEC and the Big Ten. I don't get why the NCAA doesn't like step in and make this make more sense to people, in myself included. Like it needs to be a kind of like, I don't know, and I don't want to say an NFL model because that's the only thing I can run off of, but you have this many teams. We got to figure out a way to make it not as chaotic, I guess, because this is all based off football. But what about like all the other sports, all the women's sports, right? Baseball, football, or baseball, basketball, fucking all the other stuff? Like that's shitty for them, obviously.
But let's be real, Aaron. These other sports wouldn't be around if football wasn't happening, dude. Football makes all the money. So at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. I mean, I heard like Oregon softball players on Twitter were like, I joined the Pac-12 so my parents wouldn't have to travel to Newark, New Jersey when we play the Rutgers. But I mean, honey, I'm sorry, but nobody's watching you, baby. You know, I mean, you can play your sport, but baby, nobody's watching you.
Which is why I think it would be kind of cool if there was just like, which might not ever happen, but you hear schools have different conferences for different sports.
Right.
Like,
right.
What if there was a greater NCAA football divisional way that they could figure that out? I'm talking out of my ass because I don't know what that looks like, but that's what I would like to see at some point.
Yeah, no, really kind of almost conferences for different sports are different, which makes sense for the sport would be nice, you know. Like you don't have to have the same conferences for your football team as you do your baseball team, so to speak.
And I like the aspect of how you can play each team in your conference. I kind of like that. I like how you can travel to the same tradition. I like that. Change is hard, but it's going to be good overall, I think.
Yeah. And then people, you know, at the end of the day, you're still going to watch college football. As much as you say how you hate the change and how this is bullshit, you're still going to be watching Oregon versus Nebraska, Ohio State versus Washington. You're still going to tune into those games and it's going to be good football, but it is a big change. And call me, I mean, Big Ten probably got the best end of the stick, but I'm liking it, dude. I like that we're going to be able to play Oregon and Washington, the battle of the Husk hyphen. It's going to be the battle of the Husk. Who gets
I like that.
It's either if Nebraska wins, they're called the Ers for the rest, or they're called the Huskers for the rest of the season, and the Washington's called the E's. You know,
I like that. Eddie,
we're the Ers. It's the battle of the Husk, dude. You got to keep that front. You got to keep that front of your name.
I like that.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
what do you think about like? Okay, so as of right now, it's the 7th of August. Right before we started recording, I read a thing that said rumors of Stanford and Cal joining the ACC. So that would hypothetically leave Oregon State and Wazoo. What's going to happen with the fucking Pac-12?
It's done, bro. It's done forever. I mean, they released a statement saying pretty much we're fucked is what they did, you know, and you can add San Diego State and Boise State. I mean, whoever you want to add, but it's going to more look like a Mountain West American Athletic Conference type thing. They're never going to be back to the Power Five, have big schools where competition is as big as the Big Ten or SEC, Big 12. It's just, it's done, bro.
And it's those 4 teams that are left out as of right now. They're the most fucked, especially Oregon State and Wazoo. Like what?
Right. And those
Where are
are
they going to
good
go?
programs. Those are good
Yeah,
programs.
in the last couple of years for sure. Yeah.
Oregon State really coming up on the bright side, and it kind of does suck for them. I mean, I could we'll see what happens, bro. There's still
I
a
know.
year
That's why I
left.
feel like the NCAA at some point will have to step in because they're basically disbanded and fucked. And like, where's all that money go?
Right.
And one thing I
Um,
heard a report on was that these schools are building like new stadiums and they're in so much debt and they're like banking on the deals and shit. And now that it's not going to happen, they're like so fucked.
well then, but also like the Pac-12 commissioner, his best TV deal that he could get was a subscription with Apple TV. Nobody has fucking Apple TV. So that kind of lands on him as well, where it's like, buddy, do your job and make sure that your conference has somewhere that can make money, dude. Like Apple TV, that's just a horrible no, no,
Right.
you know? So it's sad. I guess you can look at it a few different ways, but I'm excited for new matchups. The Big 18, we're not going to be playing every team every year now. I mean, dude, could we see? I think we talked a little bit about this last, but could we see maybe some conferences, some teams getting dropped from conferences that aren't up to par in these new Power Four?
That was something that rattled in my head too, because at some point, like, what if you want to add somebody and then you're like, wait, we don't want that many teams. Do we need to fucking drop somebody? Or what if the NCAA like is like, hey, there's a cap to this many schools per conference? Because at that point, if I'm like the SEC or the Big Ten, I'm like, let's add everybody. Like, let's add as many fucking people as we can, and let's have all the power. And at that point, the NCAA is basically like nothing. They're like, what's the, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think we just do two divisions now, like the NFL, and we go Union and Confederates is what we do. We
No,
change
maybe
it to
not. Maybe
Union
not.
and Confederates.
No,
Yep.
I don't think that's what we do, Ed.
And the South has the rebel flag on their jerseys.
You know what would be really sick though is if they had like okay, hear me out. Four conferences, right? The Power Four. They each are equal in teams. They fucking do their thing similar to the NFL. Each conference has divisions, blah 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 blah. So like we could still be in like a pod of like a certain 4, 5, 6 teams or whatever it is. You and that's kind of how it works. I think that would be a good model, but
Yeah, like maybe the most ideal is kind of disbanding conferences and going like an NFL type thing where you got, just regional Midwest,
yeah,
Nebraska's with Oklahoma, Iowa State, Iowa, Kansas State, and then you got your West Northwest Conference, Oregon, Washington, Wazoo. Just do it like that and have pods, and those best guys go on to the playoffs. But I mean,
but you'd still have your handful of games where you'd like go somewhere else. Like it's not like
right.
you're not going to do that because that's only like 3, 4 games and there's 12 game regular season. So I think there is a way that it could happen. It would take a lot of shit to happen and fall right in place. And like teams like Notre Dame, independent teams, like they'd be fucked. Or what would they do? They'd have to join, and that'd be.
Yeah, dude, pretty nuts, man.
And then
But I'm here for it.
other schools would be fucked because they'd be left out of like the power. So like teams like Cincy a couple of years ago, they'd be like left out because they weren't like the power team type shit. So there's a whole flaw in the logic, but I'd like it, man. In a perfect world, that's how it'd look.
Yeah. What do you think? I mean, with these big our Pacific Coast opponents now in the Big Ten, how much of a factor do you think that plane rides, 6+ hour plane rides, or um the weather in November, you're going and playing in Columbus,
Mm-hmm.
in Ann Arbor,
And
Lincoln, when
the
it's
Big
snowing
Ten,
and fucking icy, -10 degrees, and these guys are coming from Southern California, where, by the way, 70 degrees and sunny. I don't know if you can see the sun reflecting off of my skin, but buddy, it's 70 degrees and sunny in Southern California, and USC is practicing right now. No AC, dude. They don't
I
need
bet
that shit.
you it would fucking suck. And the Big Ten just allowed night games in November. That used to be not be a thing. So it's gonna be cold as fuck up in Penn State. Happy Valley. Fucking
Oh yeah.
USC is gonna go up there and freeze their ass off. Washington and Oregon are fine because it's cold. It gets cold up there and
It
whatever. But
doesn't get as cold as Midwest. It doesn't get Midwest
right,
cold though.
right.
It doesn't get Midwest cold. So I believe that's definitely going to be a factor, bro. Like something that maybe they didn't think about. And we're talking about, I mean, if softball players are saying, I joined the Pac-12 so that my parents could watch, what's the recruiting going to be like for Oregon and Washington and SoCal when, you know, are they going to have as many guys come? I mean, they're part of the Big Ten, which is a plus, but now if they want their parents to watch a lot of games, they might go somewhere
Mm-hmm.
like, that could be.
I think it's a benefit for schools that are already in the conference, and it sucks for the students that aren't. Because if I'm a Nebraska student, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna travel to Oregon once a year now. That's kind of sick, or once every 4 years, or whatever it is, 5 years.
I mean,
And
Nebraska doesn't give a shit. We're
right,
traveling wherever.
or whatever school like name Purdue, they're like, oh, we got to travel to Seattle once every handful of years now. That's sick. I'd never get to do that. Now I got to do that.
Yeah, and the thing is for those guys, it's just one team for us Midwest schools, but every game,
Right.
unless it's a home game, these guys got to do a plane ride 4 to 6 hours, 8 if you're going across the country. I don't know how long that shit is, but yeah, dude, it'll be interesting.
I think it'll suck because like they're student athletes and they're gonna probably have to take an extra day for travel for sure.
Mhm.
You're not gonna show up the same time you would if you're going down to from Oregon down to LA.
So that's my point is like, is their recruiting going to dwindle then?
I think
That's something that they didn't really think about.
yes and no. I mean, a lot of kids probably. I don't know. I think it just depends on the person, probably. Because to your point, like the Pac-12 has been around for 100 plus years, so there's probably some is like tradition and like, oh, I always wanted to play Oregon State. What's that going to look like after they're not in the same conference? Like we don't play any of like a lot of our rivals from the Big 12.
Right. Um, Also a thing that I hope, or it like that the 2024-2025 schedule doesn't, like they're gonna have to change those schedules now. Those aren't set in stone. So
I thought that too.
hopefully that Nebraska and UCLA, that's still next in 2024 because dude, I cannot wait for that. And if I'm gonna have to wait another year for 2025 for Nebraska to be in SoCal, I'm gonna be a little PO'd, you
Dude,
know.
I was looking up the schedule and I'm probably gonna go to like 5 of the 7 home games this year. I'm pretty psyched about it. And 1 away game. I'm going to at least 6 games this year. Fuck y'all, dude.
Go, baby.
And our bowl
That's
game when we make our bowl game in the Big Ten Championship in Indy. That's so fucking cool for me.
Oh yeah. I think I'm definitely gonna go to the bowl game this year. Indy. Let's go, dude. At least one game in Lincoln for me. I mean, it's the 100th year of Memorial Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think those alternate unis are going to be, bro? We haven't really talked about that. Do you think we're going to see the black shirt unis finally? Do you think we're going to see some more alternate unis? What's going to go down, baby?
I think they'll probably be. You know how for the 300 sellout they wore the jerseys from like the first sellout. What if they fucking wear jerseys from 100 years ago? That'd be kind of sick. Like
That
a
would
play
be.
a play on those. That'd be kind of dope.
I think I could very likely. That's probably our best bet.
I don't like the black uniforms, dude. I just don't
No,
like. I don't like us in black. That's not our color. That's not our color.
I like it. It pays homage to the black shirts, bro.
But
And
like,
that,
but that's not. That's a defense thing. That's not a fucking whole team thing. And the offense should be wearing black shirts.
but I think it's more of paying a tribute to the tradition that it's had. And yeah, it's not, but it still is. It's the Nebraska black shirt defense, but still every side of the football plays with the black shirt
But not
mentality.
even every person on the defense gets a black shirt.
Right. But it's the black shirt mentality that we're paying tribute to.
Yeah, I see your point. Still don't like it though.
I understand. I understand.
I do
Um,
like that. Like you're right. It's the mentality of we're badass. We're better than other people. We worked our asses off. Blah blah blah. It's just when you have a tradition and then you try to like move it that direction.
Forcing it almost.
Yeah, And it's just like, I like it for what it is. I don't want you to make something up because it sounds cool now. Like, I want it to be what it is.
Yeah, and then also get it to the point, if we ever do wear them, to where we truly the
Deserve
whole
it.
team
Exactly.
deserves to wear it.
Yes. Yes.
Not just because it looks cool. These guys need to show that both on
Yes.
offense and defense, they deserve to wear that freaking black shirt,
And
baby.
if that time comes where I'm like, we deserve to wear black shirts, I'm for it. And they look sick, I'm for it. But I feel like a lot of the concept I've seen in the past for black is kind of not great.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Sick, man.
yeah, round out conference realignment. Yeah, Stanford and Cal, perhaps the ACC. Other ACC news, I've heard whispers about Florida State and Clemson putting their tentacles out for other conferences.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, the SEC is not on the table because Florida doesn't want Florida State in the SEC, and Clemson or South Carolina doesn't want Clemson. They want the whole state. I guess that's the idea behind that. But so I guess that would leave the
Um,
Big Ten because
mm-hmm. Yeah. Big 20, dude. That'd be the Big 20.
see, and doesn't that just sound weird? Like, you only play like what, eight, nine? You play 9 conference games in the Big Ten, so you're only playing 8 schools a year, and then and then every school will probably have their one that they play every year. Like, we'll probably play Iowa every year.
Right.
Minnesota
And
will
then
probably play
could we
Wisconsin every
see
year.
Nebraska having another annual? Because we had with that latest schedule that Iowa would be our only annual um
Opponent.
for sure opponent. Could we,
Mhm.
dude, I'd love to see USC, bro. Like just two blue bloods that just try to almost make it where it's just
Yeah,
two teams, total tradition, make a new rivalry.
but
I think that'd be
USC already
something.
has their thing with Michigan now, so that's kind of already, you know.
They do. I feel like it's USC Notre Dame a lot more. Like Michigan,
Oh yeah, is that
or
what am I
yeah,
tripping?
it's
I might
Notre
be
Dame.
tripping.
It's
Yeah,
Notre
yeah,
Dame.
yeah.
They
Yeah,
play
you're right.
Notre Dame every single year.
Okay, that's
Michigan, no. But yeah, I think USC and Nebraska, that could turn out to be something really nice. And I'm saying this because I want to see them every other year down here. Um,
why do you think UCLA or USC would be cooler rival than UCLA?
because I think that SC has a lot more tradition, and they're more like just it's a blue blood, and UCLA isn't a blue blood, but USC, Nebraska, two teams that had a lot of past success, and then them coming together and
Okay, I like
kind of
that.
and there's a lot of fan base down here for Nebraska in Southern California, Californians for
It's
Nebraska.
a great slogan.
So yeah, I mean, I think that'd be sick. Um, maybe like Wisco for Nebraska, Wisconsin. Um, that's like really the only other one I could see being an
Yeah,
annual rival.
because like Wisconsin and Minnesota are like already rivals, and I feel like Wisconsin and Iowa hate each other, and then like Minnesota and Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin. Because when it came down to it, when we joined the Big Ten, we kind of cucked Minnesota because Minnesota and Iowa were the last game of the
I
year.
like how you're saying Minnesota. You're doing the accent on Minnesota every time you say Minnesota.
But
We
yeah,
got
it's
Minnesota.
yeah, it's gonna be weird because I like there'll be forced rivalries to your point. Like, there are teams that like aren't really like hating each other, but it'll turn into one. Like, they'll make a trophy game out of something
Mm-hmm.
just to make it interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Because like,
Love
is
it.
Oregon State gonna play Oregon at the end of the year still? Maybe. So that's another game that won't be a Big Ten game. Washington State, because they both already played the last game of the year.
Right.
Or
And Oregon,
will they change their rivalry to each other or somebody else in the Big Ten?
that's probably the shittiest thing is just, regional opponents, Nebraska not playing Oklahoma and Texas anymore. Oregon State not going to be playing Oregon. I mean, hopefully that they keep like the Civil War, dude. That's a freaking classic. Like it's not. It hasn't been the best football. Like actually, those some recent games, Oregon State and Oregon have been freaking sick.
Yeah, they always are good.
And yeah, they're always good. But
Even though
yeah, that's
Oregon State
probably the
sucks.
shittiest thing about just conference realignment is really missing out on those regional
You know what else I thought about
games.
is like, in like 20 years when we have fucking kids, and we'll be like, yeah, at one point it was like this. At one point it was the Big Eight. At one point it was the fucking Big Three. And then in this year we moved to a different conference, and then in these years COVID happened, and then all these guys played for 8 years.
Dude, who knows? We might be part of the Tornado Alley Conference in 20 years, bro. We might be part of the 20 years. Who knows what's going to happen? Crazy. We're going to show them the old Big Ten commercial. This is what it used to be like.
I'm going to show my kids the old like Busch Light cans. Be like, dude, this is what they used to fucking look like.
Dig one. Daddy, what's this?
Oh, that's a Busch. Oh, fuck. Busch Light went extinct. The fucking prohibition came back. That was some good stuff. Here, I got some extra in the back.
Why is there a hole on the bottom of it? That's called shotgunning a beer, son. That's what a shotgun is called.
And then every time we scored a touchdown, we used to just chug this thing called Fireball.
Yep.
Did you ever hear of Hot Damn? Have I talked about this? Before Fireball was a thing, it was Hot Damn. It was like the same. It was like a cinnamon like drink, and that's what my parents used to do. Hot Damn, shots of Hot Damn.
Nice.
And now they don't sell anymore, I don't think.
Hot Damn.
Because you just take it and be like, "Whoo, hot damn,
hot damn." Yeah, that's a great name for cinnamon whiskey. I wish they kept that around.
The SEC is like the only team that we haven't really heard any whispers about the conference realignment in the last since Texas, Oklahoma.
Well, I could really see. I mean, if FSU is wanting to change conferences, they're probably a good fit for the SEC. They're down there. Clemson, I would see them more Big Ten, but I don't know.
Isn't it kind of funny how you just see schools as like certain conferences? Like, oh yeah, I could see them in the Big Ten.
Mm-hmm. Just like the vibe that they have, just vibes.
Yeah,
just the vibes they bring to the table.
Right.
All right, partner. I mean, I think that about wraps it up for podcast 14. What should we name this one?
Hot damn.
Hot damn.
I don't know.
Hot damn.
Conference
fullback
realignment.
Revival.
Hot damn conference realignment. Yeah, you're good at that. You figure it out. Yeah, go like, subscribe, comment, folks. This is an interactive broadcast. Tell us where you're listening from. If you want some topics talked about from the boys, Husker Hype Radio. All you gotta do is ask.
We should start putting that on our like Instagram story before we go.
Yeah,
like,
we should.
A few hours before what topics.
Like, subscribe, comment, do the stuff.
Tell everybody about it, man. I mean, we hit 250 followers a couple weeks back. Now we're at 265. The reels are getting more traction than ever.
I'd like to be at 500 before like the end of football season, or like the calendar year is doable.
Oh, that's attainable. Yes. That is 100% attainable. No doubt in my mind. I'm excited, brother. Fucking goddamn it. It's the greatest time of the year, baby. I was saying, it's cool as a kid when you got your schools out for the summer and this is fun. I like summer break. I don't have to work. Now I'm a working man. You're working all throughout the year. Give me fall time, baby. Give me the fall. Give me football. Let me go every Saturday and cheer on my Huskers and get pissed drunk. That's what I want, dude. I don't need the summer anymore. I want fall, baby. I want leaves rustling in SoCal, if that's not really a thing, but and down here, definitely August, September, greatest months of the year down here weather-wise. So fall, that's my season now, dude. That's my season.
It's Eddie's season.
Mm-hmm. My season. You can't have it. All right, man. Well, that was episode 14 of the Husker Hype Radio Podcast. That's Aaron Worsfold. I'm Eddie Rosenthal. Bleed red, shit corn. Go Big Red.
Go Big Red.
See ya.